For centuries, a legend haunted explorers, a story whispered across jungles, across mountains, across empires, a story of unimaginable wealth, a city of gold, a kingdom overflowing with treasure. Its name became famous around the world: El Dorado. According to the legend, somewhere deep within South America, a lost civilization possessed riches beyond imagination. Gold-covered temples, gold-decorated palaces, gold reflected the sunlight like fire. The story spread rapidly. Conquerors became obsessed. Explorers risked everything. Entire expeditions vanished into the wilderness. Men crossed deserts, climbed mountains, entered deadly jungles. Many never returned. Yet the search continued for hundreds of years, because if El Dorado existed, it could be the greatest discovery in history. But there was one problem. No one knew where it was, or even if it existed at all. The legend of El Dorado did not begin with a city. It began with a man. Among the indigenous peoples of present-day Colombia, a remarkable ceremony took place. A ruler covered himself in gold dust, then traveled across sacred waters. Offerings of gold were cast into the lake. The ritual fascinated outsiders. Stories spread, and with every retelling, the legend grew. The man of gold became something larger. El Dorado. The arrival of the Spanish transformed everything. Conquistadors had already witnessed extraordinary wealth. The Aztecs, the Incas, great civilizations rich in gold and silver. As stories of El Dorado spread, many believed another kingdom awaited discovery. The search intensified. Greed mixed with curiosity, hope mixed with desperation. And the jungle waited. Explorers launched ambitious expeditions. Maps were incomplete. The terrain was brutal. Heat, disease, floods, starvation. Many journeys ended in disaster, yet reports continued emerging. A distant kingdom, a hidden city, a golden empire, always somewhere beyond the next horizon, always just out of reach. The Amazon rainforest became one of the greatest obstacles. Dense vegetation blocked movement. Rivers twisted endlessly. Insects spread disease. Food became scarce. Navigation proved difficult. Many expeditions disappeared completely. The jungle consumed dreams, and sometimes lives. Yet belief in El Dorado survived. As years passed, the search became increasingly desperate. Some explorers ignored reason. Others ignored evidence. Entire fortunes were spent. Lives were lost. Empires invested resources. The legend had become an obsession. A dream powerful enough to overcome caution, powerful enough to destroy men. Modern historians reached an important conclusion. El Dorado may never have been a city. The original story described a ruler, not a kingdom, not a civilization, not a golden metropolis. Over time, misunderstandings transformed the legend. A ceremony became a city became an empire, and an empire became one of history's greatest myths. Perhaps El Dorado never existed, at least not in the way people imagined. Yet the legend survived centuries, because El Dorado became more than a place. It became an idea, a symbol of the unknown, a promise of discovery, a dream waiting beyond the horizon. And dreams are often more powerful than reality. Across the jungles of South America, countless secrets remain hidden. Ancient ruins wait beneath vegetation. Lost stories remain untold. Entire chapters of history may still lie undiscovered. Perhaps one day, new evidence will emerge. New discoveries will reshape what we know. And perhaps the legend of El Dorado will gain a new chapter. Until then, the Golden City remains suspended between history and myth. A legend, a warning, and one of humanity's greatest mysteries. History contains many mysteries. Some are eventually solved. Others remain forever uncertain. El Dorado belongs to a unique category, a mystery that changed real lives, inspired real journeys, and shaped real history. Thousands searched, many failed, yet generation after generation continued believing, because somewhere deep within human nature, there exists a desire to discover something extraordinary, a hidden world, a forgotten treasure, a lost city. Perhaps that is why El Dorado endures, not because it was found, but because it represents humanity's endless pursuit of the unknown. And that pursuit continues today. Perhaps the greatest treasure was never gold. Not the gold hidden beneath lakes, not the gold carried by kings, and not the gold imagined by explorers. Perhaps the greatest treasure was the journey itself, the willingness to venture into the unknown, to cross mountains, to enter unexplored forests, to search for answers beyond the horizon. Because every age has its own El Dorado, a mystery waiting to be solved, a discovery waiting to be made, a dream waiting to be pursued. And as long as humanity continues to explore, the search will never truly end. The legend of El Dorado lives on, not in gold, but in the endless human desire to discover what lies beyond the next horizon.